Hi, welcome back to my channel. Let me move out of the sun a little bit. I thought I would come on and tell you all about the new books that I have been reading this month. I've read quite a lot this month, and so far I am up to 15 books this year, which I set out to read one a month, and so far I have completely exceeded that, which is great. Obviously no, I won't take it off. I'm hot, but I'm taking off. So this is my collection for the month. As you can see, there's quite a few in there, 2, 5. There's actually a couple on my iPad, but I'm going to do a separate video around them because I want to talk a little bit about reading on Kindle. First up though is The Prison Doctor. This is by Dr. Amanda Brown, and hopefully you can see this. This is about a doctor, Dr. Brown, who is working in prisons. She was a GP for many years and finally just had enough the partner she worked with, the processes they had to follow, and decided to try something different. She applied for this job on a whim, got it, and worked her way around various prisons. So Dr. Amanda Brown treats inmates in the UK's most infamous prisons. From miraculous pregnancies to dirty protests, and from violent attacks on prisoners to heartbreaking acts of self-harm. This book, if you have read the Adam Carey books about being a doctor, you will love this, but this is actually it's a bit different actually. It's written like a diary, but not such short inputs. It also talks about her home life a little bit more, and I was really intrigued by this. It's great to see that side of prison. It intrigues me. It's a really easy read. It is an eye-opener. I really recommend this. If you've read this or you've read something similar, let me know. I seem to love this kind of book. I started another one on the Kindle last week and didn't finish it. I'll come back to you on what that's called, because it really wasn't my cup of tea. It was more around the politics of being a doctor, and really at the minute I think I've had enough of that. And the next one is very dusty, and it's Everything I Never Told You by Celeste NG. If you have read her other book, Little Fires Everywhere, then you will enjoy this. I actually preferred this book to the first one. It's all about a Chinese American family living in a small town in Ohio in the 1970s. It's about a girl called Lydia. She's a favourite child of Marilyn and James Lee. They are a mixed cultural family. The father is Chinese, the mother is American. It's about their struggles and the children's struggles around that. One of their daughters dies, and it's all around how one of the other children deal with that and what comes on the back of it. I really enjoyed it. It is fairly predictable, I think, but I don't think that's a bad thing. And if you want an easy read, but actually still thrilling read at the moment, especially with lockdown, we've got lockdown here in the UK, as has most of the world I think, then for me it's a bit of escapism, and I really enjoyed this. It's dark, but not as dark as, for example, The Girl on the Train, or it's gone out of my head, what was I thinking of? So for example, I've been reading the Auschwitz books. It's nothing like that. It's a much easier read. I really recommend it. Okay. Next up is a random book I picked up on Amazon. It was £1. I was putting in some of my other orders just before we went away a month or so ago when we went on holiday, and this was Cuckoo by Sophie Draper. I wasn't overly drawn to it, as in I wanted to read it straight away, but I took it on holiday because I knew I would read it. As we were in Spain, we got put into lockdown, so we didn't have anything else to do really except read in our villa, and so I picked this up. I read it actually in 2 days. I really enjoyed it. So, she's not your mother. When her stepmother dies unexpectedly, Caro returns to her childhood home in Derbyshire. Although she hadn't seen Elizabeth in years, the remote farmhouse offers refuge from a bad relationship and a chance to start again. But going through Elizabeth's belongings unearths memories Caro would rather stay buried. This was deep. It was quite brutal. It's violent in parts, so if you're not into that, I know a couple of my friends who ask me for book recommendations would like to know that, because they stay away from it. It's haunting, it's actually quite frightening in parts, and you can really get brought into the characters. At the end there is a twist I did not see coming. I really enjoyed it. It was a quick read, but a really good one, and I may actually keep this and read it again sometime, because I feel like you might pick out new bits the next time you read it. Really enjoyed it. Next one is The Party by Robin Harding. I picked this up a while ago, started reading it and put it down. It's a little bit young adult for me, really. It's about a group of teenagers. It does touch on their parents as well, but it's more about the rebellious, partying, drinking, that kind of thing vibes. Actually, I quite enjoyed it, and again there was twists in it. The ending I felt was very abrupt. I didn't really appreciate the ending. However, it was quite good. It was a very easy read, and the back says, "One invitation and a lifetime of regrets." Sweet 16. It's an exciting rite of passage. Jeff and Kim Sanders plan on throwing a party for their daughter Hannah, a good girl with excellent grades and nice friends. Rather than an extravagant affair, they invite 4 girls over for pizza, movies, sleepover. What could possibly go wrong? And finally, Selcas Journey. So if you have read The Tattooist of Auschwitz, then I really recommend you pick this one up. It is all around a different point of view. So Selka, what I should say is this is not necessarily factual. There are some parts of fiction in here. It is based on a story. However, reading up on it and researching, it has some areas of fiction, and some of it is because they simply didn't have Selka there to talk to. If you read The Tattooist of Auschwitz and you enjoyed it, then you will really enjoy this. For me, this was very heart-wrenching. It was emotional, it was distressing, but a good read nonetheless.